Welcome everybody to another episode of Swiggy Tapes. This is your host Reese here. I know it's been a while, it's been a long time since I dropped that episode. I think it's been since July, mid-July. Man, it's been a while, but I missed you guys. I miss talking on here. I miss dropping episodes every week. To give an update on what I've been doing recently and why I've been away, a lot of it attributes to honestly the lack of motivation, not being able to put more focus on to my podcast has definitely been something that's been bothering me a lot. The reason why I've stepped away is because a lot of things, honestly. Mental health, being able to have the motivation, like I said, but also I've been diving into more of the clothing side of everything. I've been putting a lot of my focus into the clothing. The brand, Never Fear, to explain that on here and to my YouTube supporters, it basically speaks for itself. Never fear, don't be afraid, whether it's chasing your dreams, talking to that guy, talking to that girl, job interviews, anything in life, you can use the never fear tag with that. Like, it goes with that. A lot of times we have this fear, we're so afraid of becoming something new or being a better person or trying things that we've never tried before. And I think that's what makes this brand so special, is that it speaks to people who aren't afraid to go out there and do things. It speaks to people who are afraid, but you don't have to be. You can go out there and be the best basketball player, the best hooper, the best singer, the best doctor, the best nurse. You can be that. You shouldn't be afraid to chase that. Whether your friends like that, whether your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your family, you should always be able to be optimistic about what you can do and about what you can accomplish. So go out there and do it. Why not? Who's stopping you from being the best person you can be? Who's stopping you from being the best hooper, the best singer? You know what I mean? No one can stop you. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of what people think about you. Be you, be true. The slight bars here, but just be true to yourself always. Not to go on a mini rant, but I've had this. I've just been having this feeling that this shit can really just pop off with the brand. I've had a couple of drops and they have gone really well. I mean, I was amazed by how many people actually wanted to purchase a hoodie for me or a shirt or whatever it was. Like, people enjoyed it, and I love getting on Snapchat of people showing off the clothing and taking pictures with the clothing and all that. Like, it just means the absolute world to me. I should have brought a piece on camera, but the most recent drop was a tribute to my mom. Her anniversary is this Saturday, the 21st, so I'll probably do another special or something like that. But I did a dedication to her, and that was probably my most successful drop to date. The design was pretty well done and everything. I'll leave a link to the store after I'm done with this. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that it's always good to, take some time away. A lot of times, younger people, even older people, we spend too much time trying to get everything done, and we were taught, at a young age or whenever, that just suck it up, you'll be all right. Suck it up, you'll be fine. Just keep going. Like, I think one of the most interesting things that has transpired recently in this generation is that parents taught older people that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to step away. It's okay to admit that you have a mental illness or a depression or an anxiety. I think we have come to the point where more people are opening up about that. And I think that's amazing, because even people back in the day when they were just told to just, toughen up or get over it type of thing, like, they had to suffer from that. So to be able to grow as people and grow as parents and everything, I think that's been amazing. And parents out there listening to this, younger people listening to this, I just want to let you know that it's okay to just not be okay. It's okay to step away, no matter what it is, a job or school, friends, going out all the time, all that. It's cool to step away. Don't let people make you feel like you have to always go out or that you always have to agree with what they want you to do. That's a problem. It's an issue. You shouldn't have to fake kick it. You shouldn't have to fake how you really feel in front of your friends just to keep them as a friend. It doesn't make sense. Because if I'm truly your friend, I would be able to understand, like, hey, I don't want to go out tonight. Hey, I don't want to really hang out. I'm dealing with things. And as that friend, you should step aside and be like, okay, well, instead of going out, let's just chill. Let's just play the game. Let's just sit and talk. I think it's been a lack of that connection between friends. Like, we're sitting here and we call everyone our friend. We call everyone our bro. We call everyone our sister. But are they really though? I mean, if it isn't something that's benefiting them, are they still interested? If you're broke, are they still interested in being your friend and being down for you and being there for you? You know what I mean? Those type of things really just resonate with me as I've gotten older. Just being able to just see who's a friend, who's an acquaintance, who's someone that you're just going out with, who's someone that you can actually call when you're depressed or when you're going through something or when you need a bill paid. Who can you really call? You know what I mean? I think people should open up their eyes more on that. Who can you really rely upon to really just be there for you and it has nothing to do with a gain from them. And with said gain, how many people have friends that will do them a favor, and if they get into it, an argument or a petty argument at that, are willing to not bring that favor back up? Because a lot of the times you might be down bad and someone helps you out, a friend that you think, that your homie helps you out, and then y'all get into a petty argument, then that's the first thing they put in your face is, oh, I did this for you, I did this for you, I did that for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a good friend. Is if you get into an argument with me and the first thing you attack is the time that you did me a favor. This should never be a thing. That should never be a thing. If you're my friend, then you shouldn't even count favors at all. Don't be friends with those people. Don't surround yourself with people who do that. That brings a lot of negative activity. You do not want negative activity. Favors you should never count favors. If that's your true friend, they never count favors. And I'm blessed to be able to say that I have friends like that. We don't count favors. You need something here. If I have it, you have it. Like, it should be that simple. It should never get to a point where someone feels like shit or someone feels like they can't reach out to someone when they need help. Like, we aren't always going to be up. We're not always going to have money. We're not always going to have, a good state of mind. Like, there's always something. It's life. It's life, man. It makes me sad that some people feel like they can't reach out to people. And then, of course, people always say, oh, you can reach out to me, via social media. And, they make it seem like they really care. But, okay, you can be there for me for that day, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, you should always be around positive people. You should always be around people who are going to make you better. A better man, a better friend, a better brother. You know what I mean? You should have someone that you can look up to in a way. Someone that you can gain information from. Not that you're using them, but someone that is towards the direction of being successful. You don't want to be around people who aren't doing anything with their lives. Because then what does that make you? What does that do for you? It does nothing. It's going to make you a couch potato. It's going to make you someone who's just laying around, not doing anything, not accomplishing their goals. Being around 5 people who don't have nothing, you're not going to have nothing. You know what I mean? You should be around some people who are headed towards success, is what I'm basically trying to say. A lot of the times your friends can hold you back. A lot of the times, you have people who are, dead weight. They're not doing anything with their lives at all. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Playing a game all day? When you got kids? I mean, and I don't judge, I don't ever try to judge people at all. But it's just certain things that you can't preach on social media. You can't preach to, people that you're with. Oh, I want to move to the West Coast. I want to become the best, whatever it is, the best truck driver. So if you want to be the best truck driver, why are you hanging out with people who don't have a car or don't drive trucks? You know what I mean? Like, there's no correlation. And it's okay to be able to let that go, let that friend go. And it doesn't have to be on a bad term. It can be on mutual terms, mutual respect. Not everyone is meant to be your friend. Even if they've been friends for years, for however many times, people grow apart. I've experienced that firsthand, and it doesn't hurt. Of course it hurts. But if someone's not on your level, if they're not, on your level of what you want to accomplish in your life, let them go. I'm not saying that you can't be there for them, but you let them go. I'm sorry, and I really didn't get on here to be able to, or I didn't get on here to preach and none of that. This is really unscripted, so I'm really out of character right now. But I just want to be able to tell people, like, you can just do things on your own, and it's okay to let people go. As much as you love them, have love for them, however much they have done for you, it's okay to let people go. Because if you keep letting dead weight continue to weigh you down, juice you for what you got, use you for what you got, what do you have left? You know what I mean? Because in your time of need, what are they offering you? Nothing. Let's go out. Let's train. Let's, whatever it is. Like, no. It gets to a point where people see that, you don't see eye to eye no more. What you want to do in life isn't what they want to do in life. It doesn't mean you can't be friends. It just means that we're on separate paths. Like, I'm here, you're here. And that's just simple as that. But let's get to some, other topics, because I just went on a rant. But today, let's go into the James Harden news. Turns out that James Harden don't want no money. $50 million, man. Turning down $50 million to play with KD and Kyrie. That's what he wants to do. How do I feel about it? You can't really blame the guy. He spent, 9-10 seasons with Houston, and the farthest he's got is with the conference finals, which you could arguably say that if they don't have the worst shooting outing of any team in the playoffs, maybe they beat the Warriors and they get to the championship. You know what I mean? You just never really know. But I haven't been the biggest fan of James Harden. As of recently, I've appreciated him more. Averaging 30 the past few seasons, you can't just laugh at that. You can't just overlook that. 30 points. But I feel like the usage rate between him and Kyrie, not so much KD, because KD can really fill in anywhere. You can plug him in anywhere. So I feel like that fit, it just doesn't really work. And the pieces that Brooklyn would have to give up to get James Harden, is it really worth it? He's 31, 32 years old. You have to win now, and I feel like you have to win a few championships for it to even be a success. I know Brooklyn hasn't won a championship in a while, but you really want to bet it all on 2-3 seasons, and then you have no future because you gave all of your future picks for James Harden, a 32-year-old James Harden. So I guess we'll see. It depends how bad they want to win. Then you have the Warriors. You have Lakers winning a championship. Shout out to Laker fans out there. LeBron got his 4th ring and everything. Do you really think you can beat that? Can you beat LeBron? Can you beat Steph Curry and Clay? Can you beat all these up-and-coming teams? Even the Bucks. The Bucks just got Drew Holiday, and that's a big, big upgrade from what they had, because Eric Bledsoe really isn't that good at all. He pretty much shrinks in the playoffs. They didn't really lose too much to get him, so that's pretty cool. They have a pretty good starting lineup. I would love to see Giannis leave and go to the Warriors. I'd love that, but I don't think he will. I think he'll sign back. The Bucks have pretty much shown that they're willing to, upgrade a team for him and to surround him with a better talent than they have in the past. So that'll be interesting to see. We also have Chris Paul going to the Suns. I think that would help out with Devin Booker's contract and his morale, because he spent 5 seasons there and he ain't got nothing good but an all-star appearance in a 70-point game in 5 seasons. So it's good that he has Chris Paul to be able to, take some pressure off of him offensively and be able to get him some easier shots. Also with DeAndre Ayton, I think that he'll be able to thrive behind Chris Paul's leadership and the pick and roll, the pick and pop, because DeAndre Ayton, he's a 17 and 11 guy. He becomes a 2010 guy. He might even make the playoffs, or not even make the playoffs, but become an all-star, and the team will be able to make the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that. I think they proved to Devin Booker that they're willing to surround him also with good talent. Now, whether or not it works out in the future, Chris Paul is 36, 35, so you won't really know what the future will hold. But as of now, I think they've let him know, hey, we're willing to surround you with good guys and be able to get you to that, to the playoffs, because they went 8-0 in a bubble. So they're not a shitty team. They're just, they need a point guard, pretty much. So we'll see how that goes. We also have, to go to more of a hip hop news, we have Gucci Mane versus Jeezy with the verses. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do think Gucci has a good chance of winning this, and I don't think it'll be like a blowout at all, because if you know anything about trap music, Jeezy pretty much is trap music. Thug Motivation 101. You can't beat that. It's a classic album. But you also can't deny the fact that Gucci has so many good songs, so many underrated songs, mainstream, mixtape. So I can't really call it too much. I guess we'll have to see. But I do believe that Gucci will win, just because I feel like he has better, not really better songs, but he has a wider catalog of mainstream hits and the mixtape scene. Outside of Wayne, I think that Gucci Mane killed the mixtape game. Absolutely killed it. I seen something where he had over hundreds of mixtapes, and you can't fathom how many songs there is there that I haven't even heard, that's been out for forever. So we'll see how that goes. Also, there's 50 Cent having a versus proposal to the game, and I feel like 50 gonna kill that. I ain't gonna cap. 50 gonna win that, just because in the game isn't no slouch at all. He has good music. But when it comes to that Get Rich or Die Trying album, that might be top 3, top 5 albums ever. And the game, we'll see how that would go, but I don't think that would be too much of a contest, really, because you can really play Get Rich or Die Trying top to bottom, and that's a W. We out of here after that. It won't even matter. So we'll see about that. To end things off, I didn't want it to be too much of a long episode. I like to keep things a little short, but I want to do a little bit more of a recap on 2020, or preferably my 2020. I think that it's been something for sure, with the virus going on. And I don't think I told anybody this but my friends, so if you're listening this far, then shout out to you. But I was even positive for it, and I was one of those people who thought that it was a hoax. I thought that it was it's government administrated and blah 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 blah. I just thought it was fake. I didn't think it was real. And then I caught it recently, and I won't say that I had the best time. It was absolutely nuts to be able to lose your sense of taste, your sense of smell. I mean, that was insane to feel. I mean, so I was quarantined for about 2 weeks, and I recovered. Thank God for that. But it's really real. I mean, you have to wear your mask. You have to, practice safe and social distancing, because we're a year in and we haven't got anything done. I mean, that attributes more to our leader. Thank God he's out of there. Shout out Joe Biden. But nothing's really been accomplished, and we keep going towards the direction of more cases and no vaccine. People keep talking about it, but there's no vaccine, there's no cure, there's no nothing. And you have a guy